I apologize in advance. You all are gonna have to excuse my voice in this one. I'm just getting over a cold. But the tea helps. But for real, Viltrox got me with this one, yo.
Gotcha, bitch!
I want to address the elephant in the room right off the rip. If you're a bokeh chaser and that's all you care about, this likely will not be the lens for you. And that's not to say that you're not able to achieve background blur with this lens, because you surely can. It's just that bokeh shouldn't be the motivation for why you get this lens. But before we proceed, one thing. This is not a sponsor review. Or is it one of those deals where a manufacturer or retail partner provides product in exchange for a Glee review? All the hot takes and feelings projected in this video are entirely my own. And nobody but me reviews my videos before I post. Also, don't let what I say talk you into the idea that you have to invest your hard-earned dollars or cents into anything I use in this video, or in any of the others I've posted. In this video, I want to share with you what you can expect if you add this lens to your kit, and why I think the Viltrox 9mm F2.8 Air for APS-C is such an interesting and exciting option for both photography and videography. And yeah, we'll also get into what I believe are the shortcomings and glaring compromises of this lens. So, if you're ready, let's check it out. What is the 9mm F2.8 Air? The 9mm F2.8 is the fifth iteration of Viltrox's Air series of lenses. This 180-gram wonder was conceived to be a no-frills, basic design, and if I'm being honest, it's constructed of materials that do leave a bit to be desired if you're accustomed to shooting with first-party flagship series glass. But I don't necessarily see any of the decisions that Viltrox made to get Bro to this size and shape and weight and price as deal breakers. Because despite obvious price-saving compromises, this 9mm punches far above its belt. And the way I see it, kind of redefines what it means to shoot ultra-wide on APS-C.
Alright, so we're going to do a little test for image stabilization. Right now we're in active steady shot. We're using the Viltrox 9mm F2.8 Air. Can't say that I'm walking like a ninja, but I am trying to be a little bit careful. This is a non-stabilized lens. We're just resorting to using what Sony's given us in body. I'm not expecting too much from this package, just because Sony's IBIS in the A6700 is not so great. Leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, it's better than nothing, but yeah, it's really not up to what I would consider usable. But that's just been my experience with my Sigma lenses. I'm feeling like the more I use this lens, it's more stable than my Sigma 16 or the 30, and I'm pretty sure that it has something to do with how wide this lens is. The wider these lenses are, the more forgiving they are. So I feel like this definitely is going to be a more usable option for doing this type of shot, where you're just kind of vlogging, walking and talking. But I don't know if it's going to be replacing my Action 4 or my iPhone 15 Pro.
And if you aren't familiar with what APS-C implies, it's a term that refers to a specific size of image sensor used in Sony's interchangeable lens cameras. APS stands for Advanced Photo System, which was a film format in the 1990s, and the C stands for Classic, which was the standard or the classic negative size in that film system. But in modern digital cameras like the Alpha 6700, APS-C refers to the sensor size. It's a little smaller than the full frame sensor, which is based on 35mm film. And this is why APS-C cameras are often called crop sensor cameras. And they have this crop factor of about 1.5 that is applied to the look, and that's in comparison to the full frame cameras. Build quality, how it feels in the hand. When you have the Air 9mm in hand, if you're coming from glass that's manufactured from the likes of Sony or Sigma, you will likely notice a dip in build quality. But again, it's not deal breaking. It's just something to be aware of. Just don't set your expectations too high. Because here, check this out. And that there might be the roughest thing for me. Hearing that granular utterance. But holy crud muffins, this thing feels so light in the hand. My initial reaction right out of the box was, it almost feels hollow. It felt empty inside. And I'm not going to front. The plastic does feel of a little lesser quality compared to how the body of the 6700 feels. And you just notice a little difference here, a little difference there. And it's just, it's kind of different. Now, I know the grade of plastic doesn't affect the quality of the image, but still, I felt like it was something worth mentioning, because if you compare Viltrox's 9mm to something like the original trio of Sigma's contemporary line, all those Sigmas feel significantly more substantial in the hand. And additionally, I feel comfortable in saying that the contemporary line from Sigma feels to be of a higher quality, but they are also significantly more expensive. And the OG Trio is pushing about a decade old at the time of recording this video, so keep that in mind. What I really like about the 9mm Air. Not that it adds to the image quality in any way, but I think the 9mm looks fantastic when mounted on the 6700. Proportionally, it just looks right. And overall, this package is easily one-handable, even for those of us with smaller hands. But prior to taking delivery of my copy of Viltrox's Air 2.8, the price was the deal maker for me. But after my first walk with it, I now feel like the real reason one would acquire this lens, at least in my opinion, isn't for the low retail price, or even for the expansive field of view. No, you see, it's none of that. Why you get this lens is for the insane minimum focusing distance. Now, I know I just said the field of view wasn't the reason you get this lens, but I also think that the magic of this lens rests in pairing that almost 114-degree field of view along with the minimum focusing distance, which is just a hair over 5 1/8 of an inch. In the short time I've had to shoot with this lens and make photos with this lens, those are the two things in tandem that continue to be what makes me enjoy shooting with it the most. And I also know that I've already mentioned it, but this guy's only 180 grams. And it's just kind of crazy to me to have something so wide and compact and balanced. What I like less about the 9mm Air. Flaring is something that I did notice it happens when you're snapping photos in sunny conditions. And full disclosure, I didn't have the lens hood on when I snapped these photos. I probably should have, but oh well, it is what it is.
So there is some noticeable flaring that you're going to get with this lens. You can see right there, kind of unfavorable. But if you just kind of move it around a little bit, you can get away from it. So We'll just walk through here, see what the flaring looks like.
Also, and this is just a subjective gripe on my part here, and I'm totally being overcritical, but a part of me just wishes that we would have gotten a 55mm filter thread instead of the 58mm filter thread, because like I don't currently have any 58mm NDs or step-up rings, and again, it's just a subjective gripe. Also, at the point of launch, it would have been nice to have had the Lightroom picture profiles available just to make faster corrections of things like vignetting, pin cushioning, and other optical distortions. But if you shoot JPEGs, your camera will automatically correct for those optical imperfections right in camera. Final thoughts. I mean, what more is there to say? I think Viltrox's new UltraWide is an exciting option for anyone who enjoys shooting things up close and wide. And I also think that this lens can be great for vlogging or recording talking head clips where you want more of the environment in frame, or if you're just looking to take a break from so much background blur. But if you're interested in picking up one of these little guys for yourself, or anything else that I use to make these videos, in the description, I do have affiliate links to the best deals on the web for these products. And if you do decide to use those links below, I do earn a small commission. However, it is at no extra cost to you. It's just kind of something that helps out the channel. So, if you made it to this point in the video, kudos to you. I really appreciate you pulling up. I hope you found value in my thoughts and opinions, and as always, until next time, take care.